Metra's electric district has 3 branches stretching out into South Chicago and its suburbs. Built by the Illinois Central, the tracks that would become the Metro Electric District's main line opened in 1856, with the branches opening in the 1880s and 1890s. It was electrified in 1926 after a grade separation project, creating a powerhouse of a commuter line, carrying millions upon millions of passengers. Today, the line offers the most daily scheduled trains of any of Metra's lines, and continues to be a vital link between Chicago and the majority-minority South neighborhoods and suburbs. However, there's one area where this line falls short. Many stations along the main line are nothing more than short platforms with minimal shelter, over half of which are inaccessible. Thankfully, Metra is giving over a dozen mainline stations a much-needed facelift as part of their Metro Electric Community Initiative, a multi-year project which aims to provide modern, fully accessible, and welcoming facilities for all of our riders. Many of the stations are being completely rebuilt to include new entrances, waiting areas, elevators, platforms with full-length canopies, benches, lighting, digital displays with train tracking information, on-demand heat, and more, as well as making many currently inaccessible stations accessible. Let's take a trip down the Metro Electric and see how the agency is improving the passenger experience on one of its most frequent lines. Starting at Millennium, the downtown terminus for the electric line, Metra is rehabilitating the Southwater entrance at the very north end of the station. I couldn't find anything that specifically said what they were going to do, only that it would entail rehab of the station facilities and access points. Less than half a mile south is Van Buren Street, at the entrance to Grant Park. The nearly 130-year-old stop will undergo a complete overhaul, including a new accessible entrance at Michigan, a new accessible entrance at Jackson, a new ADA ramp next to the park entrance, and overall refurbishment and repairs. The South Shore Line will also be building a new third platform for their trains to use, reducing the conflict between their trains and Metro Electric. One of the current Michigan entrances to the station is home to a replica Paris Metro entrance, installed in 2003. Although Metro will be removing the entrance and will not be incorporating it into the new design, the agency has agreed to reinstall the sculpture at their own expense at a location of the city's choosing. Metra's University of Chicago stop at 59th Street is next on the line, slated for improvements. Located at the southeast edge of campus, the stop will undergo reconstruction of all 4 headhouses, the 59th Street entrance, and the currently closed, completely sealed away for 45 years, 60th Street entrance, as well as adding platform amenities and making the station ADA accessible. Prompted by an estimated ridership increase from new University of Chicago buildings and the eventual opening of the nearby Obama Presidential Library, construction is estimated to begin in 2026. Breaking ground in June 2023, the new 79th Street Chatham station opened on December 16, 2024, with a new, large, bright entrance with ticket machines and transit information. The platform itself offers a new platform-length canopy, benches, and real-time info screens. What was interesting is the ground loading platform. I'm not sure how often they ground load from these stations, but this seemed to be quite a permanent, and bright red, installment. Once 79th reopened, 87th Street Woodruff, a couple stops down, closed for its own makeover, similar to that of 79th, and is expected to reopen late 2025. The 103rd Street Rosemoor station also underwent similar rehab, and reopened March 3, 2025. I visited before they reopened, and from what I could tell, the lobby will follow the same design as 79th. The 79th, 87th, and 103rd stations are all being renovated by the same contractor, and as far as I can tell will all follow the same design. I did appreciate the upgraded underpass with fencing and lighting. In between 87th and 103rd is Metra's 95th Street Chicago State University stop, which closed for construction once 103rd reopened. Expected to be completed in October 2027, The renovations are the result of a partnership between Metra and the university in order to make the stop better connected to the campus. This includes the construction of a new head house facing campus, since currently the only entrance to the station is underneath the tracks. The project will also construct new storefronts, platforms, elevators, stairs, walkways, and more. This will also transform the station from a flag stop to a full stop, which means trains will always stop at the station if scheduled. A new park and ride facility will also be built adjacent to the new station building. Leaving the city and entering the suburbs, the 147th Street Sibley station closed May 2022 and reopened October 28, 2024, sporting a new entrance, an elevator, bike parking, covered platform, and more. The station was rebuilt by the same contractor as the 79th, 87th, and 103rd Street stations, and it follows many of the same design elements while also having a character of its own. I will say the connection with the Pace 350 isn't the best, especially heading eastbound. The closest crossing to the bus stop is 900 feet away, and not having a shelter for westbound buses also kinda sucks. The station itself is quite nice, and I appreciate the real-time info screens, benches, ticket machines, and ample bike parking, although that road doesn't seem like the best place to bike. One stop down, the Harvey station in the eponymous suburb is home to Pace's Harvey Transportation Center, which hosts 10 Pace routes that serve the south suburbs, and eventually the Pace Pulse Halstead line. The agencies combined forces to develop a renovation plan for both the Metra Electric station and the bus hub, providing a better connection between bus and train. Like other stations undergoing renovation, the new train and bus station will be fully accessible. The bus station will expand to include 4 more bus bays, and will feature a dedicated ADA paratransit area. The agencies tout easier transfers between bus and train, and from the very small renders it sorta looks like the two will hopefully be connected, as opposed to currently being separated by a street. Construction is expected to begin in 2026. Just a few more stops south is Homewood, whose station dates back to 1911 and hosts both Metra and Amtrak trains. Breaking ground in May 2023, the station reopened December 9, 2024, with a new ADA accessible head house, a renovated platform, and a new Pace bus station with a few bays. The Metra station renovation comes after Amtrak's own renovation of its portion of the facility. A couple stops down is Olympia Fields, where construction on the station is expected to begin in 2026. Other than this render, I couldn't find too much information about the planned renovation, but I would guess it will follow the same pattern as the other stations, a new, modern, accessible facility with station amenities. We've got transit-oriented geese. Finally, we arrive at the current southern terminus of the Metro Electric Main Line, University Park. Renamed in 1984 after Governors State University and a growing industrial park near I-57, Metro Electric was extended to the village in 1977, although the station is kind of in the middle of nowhere. The village intends to fix that, however, releasing a comprehensive transit-oriented development plan in January 2023, centered around a renovated metro station. The 77-acre development area sits to the immediate east of the tracks, and would include a variety of land uses. I couldn't find much about station renovations, but the TOD plan calls for improved entrance facilities and pedestrian, bike, and bus connections to the station, as well as state of good repair improvements to the platform and amenities. You don't need me to tell you that upgrading these stations to be modern, accessible, and amenity-filled is a good thing. I would like to see better coordination between the stations and bus stops, but I'm not sure how much Metra has control of that. Plus, the Harvey station renovation includes both the Metro station and the Pace terminal, thinking of them as one transit hub as opposed to being separate. Hopefully, these upgraded stations spur transit-oriented development and other urbanist improvements around them. Even if they don't, the quality of life and good repair improvements make these stations a more pleasant place to wait for, board, and ride Metra's electric line.